Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio. Your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Howdy y'all, this is Red O'Loughlin. We're on the Wise Ones on the USA Global TV and Radio Network. And today is kind of a unique day in many, many regards. My show coming up next is called Talking Heads. And that'll be my 150th show on the USA Global TV and Radio Network. And I'll explain a little bit more about that later. So I'm kind of pleased about the progress that's being made there. But today on the Wise Ones, I'm honored to have Marian Lasalle. I've known Marian for quite a number of years. She's a dynamic force here in the Houston area. She and another guy we've had on before, Russ Johns, who has also moved back to Houston. He's been out in Arizona for a number of years, taking care of his parents, but they've both passed on, and so he's back in the Texas area. But I used to say routinely that Marian and Russ gave you more value per minute on training than anybody else I've ever met in my life. And anytime I went to any of their training events, I was just blown away with what I knew and what I could use. But Marian's into training, websites, coaching, consulting, a lot of different things. So Marian, please join me live here on stage.
Well, hello.
Howdy there. We met in a group called RBB, if I remember the acronym way back when.
That's right. Referral Business Builders, RBB for short.
And then we had I won't say disbandment of it, but maybe just it was put on pause for a while, and then it's been resurrected again.
That's true.
So RBB is back alive again, and it's an area that we are going to talk about. But before we get there, let's talk about Marian Lasalle, because we're here on the Wise Ones. We want to kind of know a little bit about who you are and kind of how you got into where the things you're doing. So give us a 1 minute background on you and your focus in life and what's important to you.
Oh, well, thank you. Wow, what's important to me? They call me the chief connector and the by your side guy, depending on what it is I'm doing. So I do a lot of consulting for clients who want to do more and create connection with their audience, build an audience, connect with their audience, that type of thing. I have been in the IT industry for many years. And different aspects of the IT industry. When you say IT, that means so much to so many. So the first thing that I started doing was connecting people with major corporations, smaller businesses that had, this is a long time ago, before they even had laptops. So it was a big network that had to be up and running for the business to be able to be online and be safe. So basically, I felt like I wasn't getting what I needed out of life by being there. So I sold that portion of the business. I sold my part of that to my business partner, and I started a web design company. That was in 2009. And so since then, I've been able to create using color and using my imagination and my love for graphics, creating graphics. I am self-taught. I did not graduate from Photoshop school. I tried to do it all on my own, and I've done quite well. So I help my clients not only see what is possible, but also get it to the point where people can actually see their vision as well. So the people that really do well with me are people who have a passion and they want to share that passion with the world. So oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. Red, did you say something?
Yeah, I was getting ready to. I thought you were done with that thought, but so when you started in, you said really not much on laptops and everything like that. So were you working mainframes, or what was your IT
They were
background?
servers, yeah. They were big companies and small and mid-sized companies all had servers. So I'll give you an example, like a law firm or a medical supply. Well, that required a server at the time, and then dummies. We had dummy computers back then. So nobody really had a laptop. They had to come into the office and work on a screen, and it was connected to a server. So that's how far back I go. And then once laptops came about, we started doing repairs because it would break down or something would go wrong with the software. And so we started doing repairs of laptops and connecting people that way. So once I sold that part of the business, or once I sold my part of it, I was able to be free to do what I wanted to do, which is work with the graphics and the color and my personality about how I love to connect people with what they need. So a lot of people need other people, and that leads me to what I've been doing here recently, which reestablishing referral business builders. And the way I did that was to take it all online. So we do have one of our leaders. It has a personal in-person networking group in Greensboro, North Carolina. So the rest of the leaders, there's 5 now, 6 total. 5 now are all online. Nobody really wanted to do an in-person except for this one leader. So the rest of them all do online meetings. So there's meetings on Saturday mornings, there's Wednesday afternoons, there's Thursday evenings. So if you go to referralbusinessbuilders.com, you'll see that there's a list of all the different meetings you could go to, and they're on Zoom. They're online. So it's an awesome opportunity to connect with a lot of different people and a lot of different ideas and needs that you might have. So I haven't got, it's new, okay? So I haven't gotten a lot of feedback yet, but the feedback I have gotten is, oh my gosh, I connected with this person and now they're helping me with my email. Oh, I've connected with this person and they bought my course. And so I'm getting a lot of response from people who are saying they're connecting with people. And I'm talking about globally. So we have people from Portugal, Canada, Mexico. There was somebody from Spain that just recently joined. So as you can see, it's a growing opportunity. And Red, when you're ready for me to make a major announcement, I've got a brand new announcement.
Okay. Let me make a note right here, new announcement, so I do not forget.
Okay.
But I wanted to follow up on the RBB before we get to a new topic. And that is the fact that I'm also a member of RBB, and there's training available on the presentations when you connect via Zoom. But there's an archive for that training. So let's say that I believe there's a show the same time that I'm doing a show here, and I want to be able to find out what that guest had to say today or what the event was. I can go to that particular website, the referralbusinessbuilders.com, and actually watch after everything is over in an archive. So it's something that a lot of, usually a networking group, you network. Some of them have some training, some of them have other things. But in this particular case, there's recordings, and I like that a lot.
Yes, I love.
You've been involved a lot with websites in the past. Is that something you're still doing? Yes,
we're still building websites. We just finished 2 of the largest websites we've ever done, and it was woohoo! It was a major event, and I love it because this is. If you don't hear anything else I say today, listen to this. I have built my whole business has been on referrals. And so you don't necessarily have to pay for ads or do the things that a lot of people feel they have to do in order to get the information out there. But you do have to talk about yourself. You have to connect with people. And in order to get referrals, you have to be able to give and receive referrals. So I think that's really important, is to think about how you can relay the information and reach out to people who could be a referral partner or an existing client and ask them for referrals. You can't be shy anymore. That's all. Or you pay for ads. Either way.
Well, one of the things I wanted to go down the website aspect of it, you build them, but some of your website options are super simple. I have a WordPress
Yes.
website which has some level of difficulty. Some people go to GoDaddy and use their building software, but I know you have a program that's very inexpensive but very flexible, and it could be a single page, it could be multiple pages, but it's something that you can help an entrepreneur, a beginning business, or even somebody who doesn't have a website or maybe had one and it's just not working the way it is, or business has changed. But I know that you have that ability. So if we could talk a little bit about what do people who do not have a website, what are they missing?
Oh, good one. And Red did give me a referral to one of his authors. He had an author who did a 6-month honeymoon, and he was able to write a book about it. And he said, Marian, he just needs a 1-page website. Can you help him out? Now, he was not the type of person that wanted to do it himself, so he hired me to do it. And the hosting is only $25 a month. So that is probably what he's referring to as far as easy. Yes, you can have a 1-page funnel or website all the way up to as many pages as you want, as many websites as you want. Because sometimes, like me, I have MarianLasalle.com, I have referralbusinessbuilders.com, I have digitalofficeathome.com. And it doesn't cost me anything extra. It's all included in the $25. So I think that is a unique aspect as far as what most people think of what they can do with a website. So yes, I can either let you build your own, and you don't pay me anything except for the $25 a month hosting, or you can have me consult with you and I'll help you, or you can just have me build a website. So I love that fact. And I love the fact that Red did refer me a client, and it worked out really well.
Well, also, there's a lot of training videos on that particular program that helps people if they don't know what they're doing. They can, because I go to YouTube a lot to find out, okay, what do I have to do to fix this?
Yes.
I go back and forth. I freeze YouTube. I go to make the changes,
Yes.
come back. And whenever you have some kind of training that's available, you can stop, do something, hit go again. I like that because not only can I fix something myself, I can fix it pretty quickly. And that to me, I think, is a major plus for any kind of software. Let me take you out of the realm of being a entrepreneur, a business person, and take you into the real heart of Marian Lasalle, because it's something that she does that I honestly am just overwhelmed with. But she met a woman a few years ago who was in entry stages of Alzheimer's, and she has taken an exceptional interest in taking care of her, being a companion to a degree. And that's something that we just don't see. Family, yes. Strangers, no. But Marian, would you want to, is that something you feel like talking about today?
Sure, absolutely. I believe that every person needs an advocate. And that's exactly what I am for this woman. I met her early on. I met her at a time when she was still walking and talking, but could not live on her own, could not figure out how to feed herself and that type of thing. So I used to take her with me everywhere. So you name it. Wherever I went, she went with me, and it was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And eventually it got to the point where she couldn't, I couldn't leave her alone even for a minute. So I knew she needed more help than I could give her. So I found a care home. It's a personal care home, and 24/7 they would feed them, do their laundry. Everything was taken care of, locked doors. So, because of Alzheimer's, it does affect the mind. You can't do that. So you're right. I took, hard to describe without even crying about it, because I accepted her as a family member and will never leave her. When she went in the hospital, I was with her the whole week, because you can't just leave somebody that has Alzheimer's in a situation where they don't know where they are. At that point, she needed me. And so I still am, you could consider me her manager. So I take care of her hospice. I take care of the personal care home. I make sure that she has everything she needs. If she needs anything at all, I make sure that she has it. And I committed to that till she passes. Now, she is the longest living person that this hospice has ever had, and at the care home as well. No one could believe she's still alive. So is that a good thing? I don't think so, but anyway, she's well taken care of, and I do love her very much. So thank you for bringing that up, Red. I think everyone needs an advocate.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Some people with Alzheimer's or other dementia issues, they live a reasonable period of time, but it's interesting how many live a long time, and it's just one of those things that when a loved one doesn't recognize you anymore, that makes it super difficult to maintain the constancy of need anyway. So anyway, I wanted people to see that side of who Marian was, and it's just something I think.
You've been with me the whole time, and I appreciate all the information that you've given me, the care that you've shown. It's been beautiful. Thank you, Red. Okay,
so you've mentioned earlier that you like to do your own graphics, and I know you're not quite the Canva queen, but you're certainly a Canva guru, for lack of a better word, because I can remember many times sitting there watching you on Zoom. Oh, just do this and come down over here and push this thing and you have 15. Oh, what the hell did she do? And
sorry.
So but you have a way of going back and very comfortably saying, okay, that was probably a little fast. So let's take it and go one step at a time so that you can see exactly what I did. And I like that approach, because you showed me kind of the whole thing real quickly that, yeah, it's capable of doing it. But then you also recognize that everybody watching does not have that same level of understanding. And that's a good trait that I like about your training style, is the fact that you intuitively know what the material is that you're teaching, and that some people may need 2 or 3 or 4 times that. And sometimes you get a question, well, why did you go there? What did you do? And so that part of your training, when you really and truly, and whether it's one-on-one or not, it doesn't matter. This is something that you do because it's just part of your psyche to help that other person, just like you're helping the person with Alzheimer's. So for people who are interested in, contacting you down the road, you're getting a lot more than just what you're hearing here. And that's part of what I wanted to bring up.
Thank you, Red. I run a mastermind. I still run a mastermind. I've been masterminding for many, many years. And so, yeah, it's fun for me. And I think the people do come and go. It's not something you probably want to do forever, but for the time being, when you're building your website or you're trying to learn new technology, I stay right on top of it.
Okay, why don't we do this? Since you mentioned the word mastermind, that may or may not click with a lot of people. So we're going to come back to that. We're going to do literally here in the next 10 seconds or so to a station break.
Okay.
And then when we come back, we're going to pick up the topic of mastermind and go from there. So we'll be back shortly.
Okay.
USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents Steve Klein Art at steveklein.art.
My name is Steve Klein, born Manchester, England, 1953. My quest in my lifetime is to create artwork from my soul and the deepness within my wildest dreams and fantasies. In 2012, my heart stopped when I was given too much anesthetic for a minor knee operation, and this near-death experience took me to another multi-dimensional world, an out-of-body experience, and I was given the gift of being blessed by an overwhelming, burning passion to become, for the very first time in my life, an artist with an eternal, passionate desire to bring my art, which I've named multi-dimensional, subliminal, freeform art, to the world, as only 3% recover from what I experienced. And now in my golden years want to release my cosmic, vital energy through my art to allow people to be a part of my cosmic dance.
To learn more, email roccogoodwine@gmail.com. For VIP pricing, mention USA Global TV and Radio.
Fred Laughlin here again on the Wise Ones on the USA Global TV and Radio Network. And today I am honored to have a good friend of mine on, Marian Lasalle. Marian, please join us up here on stage. Okay, just before the station break, we were talking about mastermind. And that's a topic, Think and Grow Rich, if I remember where it came from originally. The term probably hasn't changed much in its definition over the years, but it's something that maybe new people don't know what that is. So could you take a brief moment and tell us what mastermind means to you and how you use it?
Sure. Oh, thank you, Red. Yes. So mastermind, you're right. There's many, many, many different types of masterminds. So yes, Think and Grow Rich is the first time I think most people heard that word. And it has grown into so many different things. You can join a mastermind for $3,000 a month. You can join a mastermind for free. You can join a mastermind that is business related, and you can join one that is a book study. So there's a lot of different things. For me, my mastermind, it's filled with business people or entrepreneurs who want to create a business, and they want to learn things like what other people are doing, the newest technology, how to get the word out, like email marketing, graphics. There's so many different things that we cover in their mastermind, and it does ebb and flow depending on who's there and who's asking a question. So my mastermind, everyone gets to participate as much as they want to. So some people, believe it or not, are there for years, and they just listen and they have friends. And it used to bother me that they never did anything with all the information I would give them and other people too. And then I realized, oh, it's a connection thing. Okay. They really like the connection that you do when you meet people every week. So right now, my mastermind meets every Monday at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. That's 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And so we run for about an hour. And I love it. And we've had people in there, like I said, from the very beginning, and they're still there.
You had mentioned before our break about a new announcement. So I want to make sure we have plenty of time to talk about that before we go on. Okay.
So Referral Business Builders, like I said, is a brand new community. It's a brand new take on an old RBB. RBB, Referral Business Builders, used to be all in person. And after COVID and after I had a time to think about it, I did it all online, except, like I said, we do have the ability to have leaders do a in-person. Like there's one in North Carolina, as I said. The rest of them are all on Zoom, online, except we have a piece of software. I'm trying to think of ways I can say this that everybody will understand it. Basically, it's a community like Facebook, but only the good parts of Facebook and none of the bad, and then some. So this community, you log in as a member. It's $10 a month. You log in, and once you log in, you can see all the other members. You can communicate with the other members. You can see all the replays for the Zoom meetings that we have. We have 5 every month. And then we have a 6th one, and this is the announcement I want to make. So I'll leave that for a little bit. So the 5 leaders are all over. Okay, so some of them are in the Houston area, some of them are in Michigan, some of them are, different places around the country, or even outside the country. It's global networking. And so it gives everyone an opportunity not only to be there in person, but see the replays, as Red was talking about. So tonight, it's Thursday, the 27th today. And so tonight, we're having a meeting at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm the leader for that. So I lead one twice a month. And then my new announcement is that we just are starting a brand new book club. And we're going to start with Atomic Habits. It's going to be a weekly book club. It starts at 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and it's going to be on Zoom. All members get this as part of their $10 membership. And so I'm really excited. Chris Sievers is going to be the leader for that group. And we're going to be studying books for business. And I know you have questions.
Well, you mentioned the fact that you're having a book club, but we didn't talk about you being an author. Why don't we talk that for just a moment, and then we'll come back to Chris and the Atomic Habits.
Okay. Well, I only have one book on Amazon, and Red helped me get it up there. Well, actually, I have 2, don't I, Red? One is called Affiliate Marketing for Fun and Profit, but it's old. I wrote it many, many years ago when people didn't even know what affiliate marketing was. And then Red and I were in a mastermind, and we did a compilation book together called Tuesdays at 8. But I think what he's talking about is my ability to write blog posts and emails for email marketing and help people with their website content. So I believe that I am an author because I write every day. I might not write books like, I know Red has many, many, many books. I may not write everything in a book style, but I definitely am an author, and I love it. I love getting my message out. What I learn, I turn around and teach.
Okay, so with the post-COVID changes in technology, changes in communications, maybe the affiliate program needs to be updated for a post-COVID world. Just saying.
Yes, I agree.
But another thing that I am neglectful for, and I need to make sure that I get signed up for, is that you do podcasts also.
Oh, yes, we have a podcast. Yes, it's called The Connector's Edge, and the book club is called The Connector's Hour. So can you get the little drift here I got going? I'm a connector, and I love connecting people. So, that's what it's all about. Connector's Edge is a podcast where we want to connect with you. So if you would like to be on our show, you're more than welcome to. We do post it on YouTube and all the podcast apps that you might be familiar with, like iTunes and all the great ones.
Okay, I know you use Canva a lot for graphics, and I think Canva also does, if I remember right, some minimal level of video editing too. Is there a video app that you use for taking a show like today and pulling off a short reel that you would like to say, I'm going to highlight my talk today about Alzheimer's, and just be able to post that on Facebook? If you had that challenge, is there a particular app that you would use for taking a video and being able to snip part of that out of there?
I have not done that myself, and think about all the things that I do. I don't have time. I do need to hire a virtual assistant. So if you know one or you are one, please contact me, because there are a lot of things like that I have not been able to get involved in because I'm so busy doing other things. And so I'm a big picture type person, and the smaller little things like that, they do kind of, slip through the cracks.
Well, the reason because I remember you taking some videos. I'm pretty sure it was Canva, and the frames would go across, and you could cut off a certain part. So I'm pretty sure Canva did some minor level of that.
Oh yes, oh yes, but it's not as easy as some of these, you know, the cap cuts and the different apps that you can use on your phone. There's so many of them now, you know, and I know it's fairly easy. I just haven't taken the time to do it. But yes, I have done that on Canva. But to me, it takes a little longer on Canva.
Okay, because I'm seeing more and more of these less than 1 minute reels that pop up that are part of a longer show. You know, do I have an hour or 40 minutes or a half hour to watch something right now? But if there's a minute and a half segment of that, which I think, okay, I want to, that to me is a very valuable thing, marketing a particular content for an individual or company. And so that's one of the ones that I'm seeing more of, particularly on Instagram, Facebook, not so much on LinkedIn, but it's there. But and again, it's probably there on X and a couple other places that I don't go to near as often as I do. But what particular social medias do you prefer to see on a daily basis?
Well, I know that this is controversial, but I am a TikToker. I love TikTok, but not. I don't put my own stuff on TikTok. That may change. I don't know. They're talking about banning it and whatnot. So Instagram is where I am heading. I have been on Facebook, and it's so interesting because back in the day when my daughter was, you know, raising my grandsons, I used to say, you know, I'm not getting any pictures anymore. And well, mother, you got to go to MySpace. I'm like, MySpace. So I started a MySpace, and then I started not seeing them again. And she goes, mother, you got to be on Facebook. So that's how I started. I've been with Facebook since the day they started, I guess, just so I could see pictures of my grandsons. And I have run all of my business graphics through Facebook in the groups and the pages. So I have MarianLasalle.com, or I'm Marian Lasalle on Facebook as a personal, but then I also run groups, and I also run Facebook pages using, you know, whatever I'm doing. There's a digital office at home, there's a referral business builders and all that. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is more Instagram.
Okay, it's one that I used to use a lot a long time ago, and they changed from being able to use it from the desktop to only on the phone, it seemed like. And then I go to YouTube saying, well, how can I do it from my desktop? And I pause and I go back and forth, and I still can't get that updated. So I may have to come to somebody like Marian Lasalle and say, how do I make this work? But it's an area that I want to put more stuff out. I just don't like doing it from my phone. It's just such a small thing here in front of me, and my fingers are too big.
I know.
And so to me,
our age, we don't like that.
Yeah, I type 80 plus words a minute, and it's for me to sit there and just to go like that for, you know, it's just, I lose interest rapidly. But if I could just zip, then everything is fine. And so it's just one of those little inconveniences. It's like Windows 11 is now going on. Windows 10 is getting ready to phase out in October, I think. Is that correct?
I believe that was the announcement. Yes.
Yeah. So sometime in October, I think the thing that I've been using for years, I got to now learn a new application, which I've kind of been doing, but now I got to immerse myself in it so I know when I'm making mistakes and how to fix them, because that's invariable happens that something just doesn't go right. But anyway, it's just a major deal there. What have we not talked about that you hoped that we would talk about today? Because we didn't have much time backstage to kind of really get set up today. So is there something that is in the back of your mind and you say, I wish Red would have asked me this?
No, I can't think of anything. We've covered just about everything. I want to just remind everyone that it's very important that you connect with people. Okay. So social media is great and everything, But if you really want to grow, if you really want more business, you're going to have to connect with people. And I know that a lot of people for a long time went, oh, I don't want to call anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to throw stuff up on Facebook or social media. And, you know, that only gets you so far. You've really got to think about how you can connect with people, the real deal. And so that's my sweet spot, is helping people connect with other people. So that's what I wanted to make sure that we have, all of us understand, is that if you really want to connect with people and grow your business or grow in your personal life, connect with me, because I got it going on when it comes to connecting. I'm the chief connector, remember.
It's interesting because there's a group here in Houston that meets every Friday morning, and there's 150 people, and they love to just go up and connect via the phone on LinkedIn. And the first time I did that, wow, you know, a lot of good people. But then I get back home and I can't find any of them because there's no link to that person. They're just a connection.
Yes.
So used to be we'd hand out business cards and you could write, well, I met them at the RBB on this date. And so you knew that. So now if I do something like that on LinkedIn, I have to send them, okay, Marian, Lasalle, great meeting you. Want to talk more about connecting. So now I send you a brief message on LinkedIn. I have that history at the same time that connects me to that digital world that otherwise I would have lost you. So just because you're there and you're connecting doesn't necessarily mean that connection is a solid connection.
Right.
We're just gradually shifting out of that business card world into the digital world. So anyway, we're getting ready to head up here toward the end of the show, and our producer's putting up your website, but take a brief moment. How do people get in touch with you? We pretty much know what you do, but go ahead and highlight for us who is an ideal client for you and how do they get in touch with you?
Well, he's on that page right now. That's the booking page. So referralbusinessbuilders.com is the place where I spend most of my time. And inside, if you'll see the very front page of that website, you'll see that there's a big button that says guest. Be my guest. So if you go to the home page instead of that page, if you go to the home page, you'll see there's a big button that says be my guest. So you could come for free tonight. See that big blue or green button? Yes, that one right there. If you click on that, then you'll get a link that will let you in for free. And so you can check us out. And I know that Red likes to come to my meetings as well. So right there is a guest registration. You just type in your name and your email and your phone number, and we will get you right away in a link so that you can connect with us. And you'll see that all of those people, those are our leaders right there. And they all have different times and dates. But tonight, Thursday, the 27th, is my night. So come on and connect with me.
Okay, for our audio audience, referral business builders, just exactly as it says, referral, REFERRAL, business, BUSINESS, builders without the apostrophe S is just BUILDERS.com. And that's the primary way to get to contact with Marian. If you put /booking, then you can get onto her calendar. That's Marian, right. Thank you so very much for your time today. I really and truly enjoyed it. And I'll look forward to seeing you tonight. So
fantastic.
Take care. Red Laughlin wrapping up this week's The Wise Ones. We meet every Thursday at noon Central. I have a show coming up literally in about 15 minutes or so called Talking Heads. And today my topic is aging. What actually happens between the ages of 20 and 70? So we're going to look at those decades. You know, what's going on health-wise, aging in your body at 25, at 35, at 45, etc. So that's going to be my primary focus today. And get a chance, please join me live on the USA Global TV and Radio Network and go to Talking Heads. If not, then you can go to the archives and pick up any show that I've done in the past or the one we're doing here. But this show on Talking Heads is going to be my 150th show on the USA Global TV and Radio Network. And I'm so proud of this network. And so please join me if you can. Take care. Catch you all next week. Bye now.
Meet Red O'Loughlin, TV show host, presenter, and author.
Howdy y'all, Red O'Loughlin here. I'm a TV host on the USA Global TV and Radio Network.
Red has 3 weekly shows every Thursday.
I've been a TV host now with USA Global probably maybe just a little over 3 years. Probably, I know for sure, 250, 300 shows.
Join Red on the Corner Bookstore.
The Corner Bookstore is one where we talk to authors, publicists, publishers, editors, cover designers, anybody associated with the writing and authoring book production business. You have somebody in that area, I can help you with regard to getting your book done, getting it published, working with you on a cover. A lot of things I can help people with, and I have probably maybe published over 40 books for people so far.
Join Red on The Wise Ones.
On the Wise Ones, I'm looking for entrepreneurs, business owners, people who have wisdom, lessons learned over time that they can share with others. So please go to usaglobaltv.com, sign up, and join me there.
Book your session on usaglobaltv.com. Join Red on Talking Heads.
On Talking Heads, I take my experience. I fell in love with chemistry many years ago, got a degree in it, got an invitation to Vietnam, never practiced chemistry per se, but I did get a chance when my wife was going through chemo to get back into the chemical end of things. I started looking for cause and effect relationships. I had been working at a company doing cause and effect analysis on failures in the field on various products that we made. So I said, why not look at the cellular structure in the body? The chemicals are chemicals. They do certain things. So I take my knowledge of chemistry and research. I write about it. I speak about it. I have over 1,000 original content articles on LinkedIn, most of them dealing with some aspect of health or wellness. I speak on that topic quite often, and the Talking Head show is one that I concentrate my knowledge of health and wellness on in order to help people.
Red is a distinguished Toastmaster.
As a distinguished Toastmaster, I help people get their speeches developed. The presentation is something that I critique all the time with Toastmasters. It's one of those skills that I have. I can easily help you on that one. So from a position of writing, publishing, book coach, speaking, and being a keynote speaker at an event or virtually, depending on how things work out. But those are the things that I can help people with, and I have 3 shows every week here on the USA Global TV and Network, and please join me when you can. Appreciate it. Bye now.
Here are some of the books that Red has written and published. Contact Red at redolaughlin.com.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USA Global TV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dyes. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.